Let's see how it's looking on LinkedIn. There's always going to be that one platform that gives you a hard time unnecessarily, right? There we go. Looks like we are live here. All right, making sure everything is good. All right, good afternoon. Um, good afternoon, everyone. Happy day before Thanksgiving. Look at that. I'm live. Regardless, it's good to be here with you. This is coming a day earlier than we normally would. And that is because tomorrow here in the US is Thanksgiving. All right, so Thanksgiving is tomorrow. So no, I would not be recording. I'll not be streaming live, but I still wanted to come, and still stay consistent with our driving beyond borders with the Nambi. Again, my name is Nambi Henach, and I'm the founder of the African American Collective, and I come to you every Thursday, typically just talking about providing tools, resources to help immigrants thrive and do well and excel in our new home here in the United States. And that's what we do. And so today is a special edition, a special Thanksgiving edition of Thriving Beyond Borders. And I'm grateful to be here with you. And I'm grateful for you who has constantly shown up to listen to whatever it is I have to say. We've done well. The channel has grown. So it's thanks to you all. Thanks to you, everybody listening, sharing, commenting, engaging. We actually have something. So I'm excited. So the year is winding down. That's what Thanksgiving always reminds me of. It's a reminder that the year is about to be over, right? And the holiday season is officially here. We are officially in the holiday season, and so it's natural to just pause to look around, um, see who's in your corner, see who's been around you, who's been with you, just take stock of the journey and give thanks, truly give thanks and give back, right? My topic today is giving thanks, giving back, celebrating community and connection this season. Giving thanks and giving back, celebrating community and connections. It's about people, right? It's about the people around you, your journey, and it's there's always that component in everyone's journey that is about people, the people who help them get to where they are, accomplish the things they are, or even if it's not success, it might even be in a case of you didn't accomplish all your goals or failed in some things. The reason why you were able to get through that more than likely is the people around you, the circle you have. And so there's a power in community helping us, whether it's in attaining success or holding us up when we don't attain the success we desire. And so today's conversation is really about gratitude. It's about community. It's about responsibility, right? Our focus all year has been on growth. We've talked about growth. We've spent a lot of I've spent a lot of this session talking about advocacy and leadership, immigration, all of the fun things. But today I want to reflect on the heart that sustains all of that, and that is community. Like what drives everything that we do here at the African American Collective is about community. It's about impact. It's about building something to help us. This is called thriving beyond borders. That's what it's about. It's about the African immigrant who has found or who has called this place home. How do we do this and do this together where you don't feel like you're by yourself. Our thing is always, how do we create an ecosystem, providing resources and tools to ensure that nobody has to start from scratch. And this is inspired by the journey of myself and several other immigrants, right, who have had to figure it out by themselves, who had to navigate this journey, who did not get the support from the places they looked to for it, right? Because the people, quote unquote, you thought should show you the ropes and help you navigate this journey will tell you, well, I went through, so you have to go through it. We're trying to shift that and change that culture. We're trying to do it differently by making sure we build something that ensures when you're starting, you're not starting from ground zero. When you're navigating this journey, and even as you build, even as you advance, you're not by yourself through the journey. So wherever you are in your immigration journey, in your immigrant experience, whether you're just beginning or you found success, you established your career, your entrepreneurship, you have a community behind you, beside you, right? You have an ecosystem that you can lean on to navigate the journey that it is that we have to. Because in the end, it's always it can get very it can get lonely sometimes. It can get difficult to just walk and toe the line as an immigrant, whether incorporating entrepreneur as in business, um, and all of that. So community is the heart that sustains all that we do. It's what sustains everything that we do, and I want to speak on that, and the power of gratitude, right? it, it's been a year. Let me start by saying that, for me personally, but especially for the African American Collective, this is our year and change. We launched in May of 2024, and this is November 2025. So we're a little over a year, and in that time, so much has happened. We've moved fast. We've grown really fast. We've received so much support. We've put together incredible events, two summits, multiple conferences, a women's conference this year, an advocacy conference this year. We've had last year, we had an end of year celebration. We've had our masterclass series happening every week where we have experts from within the community. I'm talking about people with experience coming in every week doing a masterclass teaching people from the community and equipping them with skills, and they do this at no cost to the collective, right? You've been able to build a group of volunteers who show up for events, who coordinate, who drive different things, who are leading in different aspects of this organization. And so there's so much to be grateful for. I was looking at our inventory, or our directory, not inventory, our directory of leaders, our directory of volunteers. Um, there's numbering over 40 people who are doing different things within the African American Collective just on their time and their own dime, right? Invested in the work that we're doing to make sure that the journey is better for the next immigrants, the next person in the in the workforce, the next person starting a business. All of these people have put their hands to the plow, using biblical balances now, and so it's incredible. It's easy for me to sit here and pay attention and highlight how stressful it's been, and it has been, or how crazy the work has been, the toll it's taken, the sacrifices that have been made, the resources that we've had to expend to put things together, and keeping it free, and what it's costing me and my family and all of that. One can get lost in that. But if you look at the impacts that we had, our advocacy conference had two elected officials, two Georgia elected officials present physically, right? As part of it, we had leaders from the community that were part of it. We had another elected official from Minnesota who was supposed to be there but couldn't, for certain obligations that they had. Um, and so it's amazing the work that has been done and what has been accomplished, and the opportunities that have come forth this year. And so it's important to stop and appreciate what has happened, because life is interesting. The small things, the things that haven't, it's easy to focus on the things that haven't happened. It's easy to focus on the failures, the setbacks, right? Those are the things that come to the forefront. Those are the things that are in front of you, the things that did not happen, but you have to be intentional. The wise ones are able to block all of that out and focus on, what, it's been a good year. I'm blessed. These things have worked out well for me. So taking that time to really pause and count your blessings, really count your blessings, and give expression to your gratitude, right? I've talked about the different things we've been able to accomplish, the opportunities, our mentors, um our knowledge partners, we call them our impact partners, as our volunteers. These people have shaped our year. We have incredible officials, who sit with me and strategically look at where we're trying to go, who run this organization with myself. We have our board, incredible leaders who are just supportive and like fanning the flames of like keep going. you know, yeah, I'm grateful for all of that. I'm grateful for the resilience of our communities, right? Continue to try for the immigrants. I've spoken to so many people, so many of you this year. I've met people during our events. who are doing the thing, like they are navigating this journey and finding ways to, even with even with the way the immigration weather has been this year. It's not been the most immigration friendly or immigrant friendly year and it continues to be a challenging time for most immigrants um, navigating this journey. But I've seen our people just band together, thrive, uh, um, come out stronger, get through the most difficult of situations. I've seen people just reach out and have conversations and walk through how to make sure that they're on top of things and they're still thriving and still fulfilling obligations that they have to their people back home. So the resilience I've seen this year from our people, I've seen people we met, in person. I finally got to meet one of our people who the wife was here, but he was back home in Africa, and she joined the African Girl Collective on behalf of the husband to ensure that she does the groundwork, to give him a soft landing when he gets here. So she connected with this group of immigrants, that's us, and started attending our meetings and getting the husband plugged in. And even though she wasn't African, I would say she was African adjacent because where she's from the Caribbean, somewhere in the Caribbean. And so it was incredible to see him finally come to the US this year and meet him in person and hit the ground running because of all of the resources he had access to, all of the connections he already made, networks he already established. And it blew my mind. Like this is like I had a vision and imagination of what I wanted, what I felt like the African American Collective was going to be and what it should be. That scenario was not in the picture, that particular case study. And so being able to see things like that materialize, and people leverage and take advantage of the community. I can't, time will fail me to talk about the jobs that have happened, the connections, the referrals that have come out of this, for people, just members who are continuing to thrive um, and do well, leveraging the AIM ecosystem. It is amazing. We've been incredibly fortunate to see things in a short time, see how this is transforming people's lives so fast. And so, in the spirit of gratitude, I'm highlighting these things and I'm asking you to do the same. Take inventory of the successes and the things that have happened for you this year. Yes, there has been challenges. Yes, there have been setbacks, but good things have happened as well. Let's focus on that in this season. We continue to thrive, we continue to grow, we continue to excel. That's the power of the immigrants, here in the United States. I'm truly grateful for, the gift of again belonging. Even far from home, we feel at home. We have our people. That's a gift, right? It's again, I'm not saying ignore the difficulties, right? I'm not saying ignore the things that are not going well. I'm saying focus on the things that have gone well, the things that have worked out. Um, Gratitude is about, highlighting what is still good. I have one of my most revered, spiritual mentors that I've followed since a boy. And they said, if you have lost anything, God is the reason you have not lost everything. Right? If you can think, you can thank. And so it's not focusing on what was lost, but what we still have. Because as long as there is life, there is hope. And so as long as we breathe, we hope. That means there's tomorrow, and I live to fight another day, and that's a reason to be grateful. To be grateful for, especially in this season. So I want to urge you to take some time. If you can, if you're watching me live, or whenever you get to watch this on YouTube, I'm streaming to YouTube and LinkedIn simultaneously. And so take some time to write down and reflect on three things you're thankful for this season. I know we'll do the exercise tomorrow, most of us in our families with our families, but before you get to that dinner or lunch table, really reflect, what are the three things I'm grateful for? And if it's more than three, go ahead and write those down and just take time to reflect and be grateful. be grateful. Be grateful for these things, because if you're still here, then you're blessed. You're blessed. Things are working well. And one way gratitude really comes off, in this season, as we explore and as we emphasize on gratitude and thanksgiving. One way to, that gratitude finds expression is in generosity. I think last week I talked about how to be financially prudent, especially with the pressures that we get to experience here, with going back to the village and family expectations and all the Christmas gifts we're supposed to give, and everybody looking for this period is stressful normally for most immigrants, most African immigrants. And uh, um, so today I want to still speak on generosity, right, as a way of expressing gratitude, giving back from that context. Giving back, it's when I talk about giving back, it's about supporting those who are still trying to find their footing, right? For me, somebody who was where you were a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, giving back means, what can I do to ensure that, again, the whole mission and mandate for the African American Collective is to ensure that nobody has to start from scratch. And the way we do that is to create a soft landing, so that when they start, there's already a cushion underneath them, right? And it's, again, not starting from scratch, because there's a cushion, there is, resources available to help them get going, and go faster. And yes, go faster than you did. That's how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to make life better for the next generation. So that's what giving back means. It's supporting those who are still finding their footing, whether it's newcomers, students. Yeah, we have a huge ecosystem of students. That's one route a lot of people come into the US from, is as students. And imagine if you went through the F1 route, imagine how that was for you. And what it will mean to have a support system, or what it would have meant for you have to have a support system. So giving back means making sure that the next student is catered to, is equipped with resources, it's equipped with right information. Um, you know, Job seekers, there are people who are in our community who they now have their papers, but they can't figure out the job market. They can't get into the right career opportunities. They are not able to leverage their experience that they've come from back home and work their way into the US job market, which it's a it's a different beast for the most part. There are certain things, there are clearly a lot of things that are transferable, but we all know, for most people, it's a different it's different. It's different. And so that's, giving back means supporting those who are trying to find their footing. Giving back means volunteering with organizations that serve the community, right? Bringing your time, bringing your expertise. I just highlighted the work our volunteers have done and continue to do, sharing their knowledge, sharing their wisdom, bringing their expertise, bringing their time, supporting the work we do to ensure that the next immigrant is in a better place, is doing things, is getting the benefits of what our programming can offer. Um, and so volunteering to ensure the next person has it better, serving the community with your time, right? That's another way to give back. When we talk about gratitude and giving back, a way to show, man, people have helped me through this journey. I want to lend my hand, lend my time, lend my expertise to also make sure somebody else has a story to tell, a good story to tell. Um, Giving back means mentoring, right? Mentoring younger professionals, mentoring younger immigrants, um, lending your platform for others to help others, get to the next stage. That's giving back. It's, using your expertise, your wisdom, your experience, and uplifting the community, uplifting other people. Giving back means contributing financially, right, to causes that strengthen the community. Okay, so we've been doing this together with Rice campaign that's going to climax on Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, and we're calling on the community to, like, hey, we have this uh, um, new series of programs that we are launching next year, our Catalyst programs, and the objective of these programs is to empower different categories of immigrants, whether it's the new immigrant category, people who have been here less than 4 or 5 years and are still trying to find their footing, Again, going back to that soft landing concept, ensuring that they are provided with right information, resources, tools to navigate this space. Like almost like a new arrival orientation. That's one group. We have another catalyst program that's catering to career changes, career reboot, people that were affected with the job economy this year. This year was a tough year for many people in the job market. A lot of people within our community lost their jobs. When you hear the stats about 300,000 Black women lost their jobs, a lot of those are immigrant women who who disaffected, and how are we supporting, what are we putting in place. And so we're not just standing by to see, hope something happens. We've created this program next year that's a career reboots accelerator that will help these people reskill, reposition themselves, and get back into the markets, and hopefully get something else so that they can cater to and take care of themselves, cater for and take care of themselves. So we have that. We have a business igniter program for founders, new founders who are still exploring in that idea to launch stage, making sure they're considering the right things. A lot of us start business as a hustle, a lot of us start business. It's a hustle. It's make extra cash. It's just do something else, right? And the right mindset, a lot of the time we don't have that. We've not come from that, a lot of times. And that's how it's been for where we're coming from. And so we want to create something for people who want to build something for themselves. How do I get started? There's so much resources here in the United States for founders to be successful. But if you don't know about it, you will struggle. There are so many things as a new founder you might not be thinking about, right? That you might not be considering, and that ultimately, will determine whether your venture will be successful or not. And if and that's the reason why the stats on successful businesses or failures among startups is so high, because a lot of people lack the foundation. It's coming from a hustle perspective. We want to reduce that number. We want to remove ourselves from that stat and that's what this Igniter program aims to do. Okay, so we're having that next. And then for people who are, want to really make an advocate out of everybody, be able to, advocacy and policy. We want to be more immersed in policy conversation, in advocacy, because the laws that are made affect us, policy affects us, elections affect us. We want to be more intentional about being immersed in the process. Next year, there will be midterm elections. What are the questions we need to be asking? What are the things you need to be paying attention to? What if somebody has interests? I was reading somewhere that there's bills in the house that are that's navigating its way in the house, and it's to stop foreign born Americans from being able to hold office, public office, period, or elected offices, which is crazy. Right? We can't run for president already, so now there's movements that's trying to take away everything completely. um you know Not considering the value that we bring to this system, the how our the role that we play in the advancement of this economy. And so that's why we can't afford to not be involved. And so that program is going to cater to this group. So we have, and I've taken time to explain this program that we have coming up next year, but it needs funds to run. It needs, it needs resources. And it's not a me project. It's not a me and my family project. It's not a small group of volunteers project to drive. We're looking to serve 500 people through these programs next year. It's ambitious. It's crazy, but it's possible, right? Because together we rise. That's the theme of our campaign. There's nothing we can't do together. And so in my give back speech, I'm saying, come and join us. Come and lend us your voice, lend us your skill, lend us your hand and your resources, your finances to help us push this mission. Most of the people contributing will not be the beneficiaries of this, right? And so at least not directly. So it's really giving back. It's service, and who knows who your contribution will equip. We've broken down the contributions again. We have the whole Together We Rise campaign going on. check out our LinkedIn, but we've made it easy. We want recurring donors, $25 and up per month. And you can do a one-time donation as well. But that's giving back. All right. So it's, and I've spent some time talking about that just because I wanted to educate us on the opportunities within AIM. But giving back as a general idea is not just about the money. It's not just about money. Money is important, especially for organizations like, African American Collective and what we're building and trying to do. Um, but for somebody who doesn't have the finances, it does not mean you can't give back, especially in the season of Thanksgiving. It's about presence. Giving back is not just motivation, it's about purpose, right? Immersing yourself in that purpose and showing up correctly, and so it's that's what this season is about. It's about reflecting, it's about counting your blessings intentionally, not ignoring the things that have gone wrong, but focusing on the good things, the progresses, the advancements, and then let that be the encouragement to let you know, like, hey, it's going to be better tomorrow, and I'm going to come out of whatever it is that I'm going through that might not be the ideal, that might not be what I'm trying to get done, you know, and just immerse yourself in gratitude, give back, give back as a way of, showing gratitude, showing gratitude. That's really the essence of today's conversation. Is the essence of, uh, um, it's the essence of what we're doing, right? Again, this year has been so incredible for us. The more I sit back and I reflect, just how we've come together with our advocacy summit was incredible. That's the most recent one, so it's fresh in my head. At the end of the day, people were like, no, we need to do this. There were certain new initiatives that we've started working on launching from that conference because people came together. I've been invited to another, event to speak that's powered by one of our members, who has found her own niche and started building something to impact others. And when she invited me, I said, yes, I have to be a part of this because it's still serving our people, it's still meeting the need. They're already doing work back in Nigeria, and now they're looking to expand that to the community here. Right, that's incredible. Just people doing incredible things, and that's the power of coming together. I asked my staff yesterday to provide me the stats of, just the numbers we've had of people that who have encountered us this year, whether programming or who have attended our programs, who have attended our masterclass series, and we're at over 400 people at the and counting. Right, there's over 400. And then by the time we're done compiling, we might just hit that 500 mark. So when I'm talking about like number of who won't impact, we're not pulling those numbers out of thin air, but it's in a year, like physical people who have unique, not not people who have attended multiple things or who come for the masterclass series every week. I'm talking about unique individuals who have participated, who have benefited, who have sat on that aim, whether in the masterclass sessions, attended the summit or a conference, been a part of any of our impactful events. Over 400 and counting. That's mind blowing for an organization that's just a year old. Um, and it's all behind the power of community. It's all behind the power of community. It's all because people have given back. It's all because we had today. And I have to shout out. I'm not going to mention the name, but we have a member of our community who found us, on Eventbrite, found one of our events on Eventbrite, and attended a mixer. And she came and she was like, "Man, I love what you guys are doing." And she's shown up for pretty much. She became a volunteer. She shows up for our meetings. She's connected to the Atlanta Black Chambers, and she said, "Hey, you guys need to be plugged in here." And she paid for a year's membership for us to be a part of it. I just attended the orientation, last Saturday, um, and it's something like we get to be a part of these circles, meeting incredible people, networking at no cost to the organization, because somebody said, "Hey, you need to be a part of what these people have going on. Let me push you forward." That's giving back. That's showing gratitude, giving expression to gratitude. So please don't try to navigate this journey yourself. Don't try to do this alone. Community is everything. Community is powerful. Pour back in. That's how you become a value-adding member of the society, of the community, and take your time to reflect. So, as a community, how do we celebrate? How do you celebrate community this season? Some ideas I want to give you as I get set to wrap this one up, because I need to get out of here. um, one, reconnect, reach out to a friend, a colleague, a mentor, somebody who has impacted you, in some way, maybe you haven't spoken to in a while. Reach back out, reconnect. I've been making a list of people I need to give a call this period, and send texts. I know the normal text message, but I'm really trying say thank you to people, to connect with people and just show gratitude, because it's incredible. Um, you know, Other ways you can serve, again, volunteer. It doesn't have to be with just AIM. Local charities, your church, immigrant organizations. There's other ones that are doing different things. There are immigrant organizations that are serving refugees. There are immigrant populations that are doing education. There are advocacy organizations, for immigrants. Find one, or serve in your local faith community, your local church. Get plugged in. Don't just show up and sit down, especially if it's, minority, maybe like Muslim African church, or a minority group that might not have all the resources and money to maybe staff for everything. Or if there's something you can bring to the table, please go ahead and do that. But serve. So reconnect, serve, support. Again, donate to the African American Collective or any other cause that builds community. Donate to AIM. And again, there's other adjacent organizations that are also doing the work. That's we support that. If that better aligns with what you're looking to get done, please go ahead and support them. Um, and then share your story publicly, right? Share your story publicly, your stories of gratitude on LinkedIn, share that work in your community, and so that you can inspire others, right? If you've had success, talk about it. Talk about it. That's something we need to do more and do better as a community. The gatekeeping is something we have to stop. We have to open up this. We have to open up this gates of information and let people walk in. And the more there's enough room for everybody to fly in the sky, man. There's so much opportunity. Share and show up. Right? Show up. Attend community events. Be visible. Be engaged. Show up. Show up. Show up to things. Gratitude is personal, but giving back makes it communal. When you give back, now it's not just about you anymore. It's communal. So find ways to express gratitude this season. I've given you some ways to do to celebrate the season. Give back. Send someone a gift, send someone a message, call somebody, volunteer. Um, and again, please go and read up on our upcoming programs, our ongoing Together We Rise campaign, and consider making a donation to our efforts. We have a big ambitious. We want to serve this year. Like I said, we're looking at around 400 people that we've reached so far, through our various platforms and events and initiatives. Our goal next year is to count 2,000 people that would have been touched across the country, that have been touched by AIM, and we want to train 500 people through our Catalyst programs. That's our goal. It doesn't make sense. It's lofty, but we believe that we can do it. So that's my call to action again. My prayer is, that everyone continues to have, reasons to be grateful in this season and beyond. I pray that our gratitude continues to deepen our connections, and may our strength, may that continue to give strength to our community. So thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who has been viewing Traveling Beyond Borders. I've had people join me live during the sessions. I don't always, because I'm using a third party platform, I don't always get to see the live um, engagements, but I've come back and I've always tried to go back to respond to comments. For everyone who's been joining live, thank you. For people that are going back, our YouTube subscription has grown. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're not following us on LinkedIn, go ahead and follow. But thank you for everyone who's supported. To everyone who is a supporter of the work we do at the African American Collective, thank you so much. Thank you so much from every one of us, myself, my staff, my team. Uh, Thank you for being a part of this movement. Thank you for lending your voice, for lending your time to all of our volunteers. God bless you, man. I am truly grateful to all of our leaders, our officials. I wish I could call all of your names here, but thank you. Thank you to our leadership, to our board, to our officials, to our knowledge partners, to our impact partners, to everyone doing one work, to my team, to the staff at the African Collective and Star Technologies who are partners in this work. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am truly in this season of gratitude. Now I'm the head of joy is truly, truly grateful because this is incredible. Just it's been an incredible year. It's been a hectic year. But I am proud of the community that we've built and the work we've done. And I'm excited about what's coming. So thank you so much. Please enjoy time with family and let's keep thriving beyond borders. God bless you. I'll be back again next Thursday by God's grace, and then we'll continue regularly scheduled programming. Until then,